to football and the kitchen sink. Get ready for in-depth conversation from the world of high school, college, and pro football. Plus some insight about the rest of the world. All this, along with some fun and humor along the way. Pull up a chair, grab a coffee or a beer, and join us. It's football and the kitchen sink. Here are your hosts, Coach Schuman and Coach Depascale.
Yes, sir. Another day, another show.
Back at it.
Big football day yesterday.
Huge.
Lot to unpack there.
Absolutely.
Which game would you rather unpack first? The first game.
Might as well go in order.
Bucs Packers. Well, so our picks, first of all, I think we both picked Chiefs and Packers. Did we not? Even though I know I was rooting for the Bucs, but I picked.
Yeah, we picked one way and we're rooting another.
So we were 1-1, all of us, including Troy, by the way.
The kid's on.
He picked the same thing that we did. He asked me 90 times yesterday.
Yes.
He said, if I went 2-0, would I have caught you guys from the week before? I'm like, yes, but you picked the same picks that we did. So
I like that he's competitive.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, does it hurt me that I picked the Washington Redskins a couple weeks ago? I'm like, we're past that. But yes, everything counts in the overall. Yes, it would everything would count. But you almost pulled the monumental upset with the Redskins. So the Bucs beat the Packers. A lot went into this. So Brady, first of all, was on fire the first half, and then the second half was rough. And Rodgers, I thought, played a great game overall. But the defense of Tampa Bay, even though the Packers D in the second half played really well, the defense overall of the Buccaneers of Tampa Bay was a big difference, and in a lot of key instances. But the thing and I tweeted about it yesterday, and I didn't understand it at the time, but I didn't think too much about it. But as I thought more and more about it, I thought, how ridiculous is this? Was when they didn't go for it on fourth down, when they had a chance to tie the game when there was only 2 minutes left. I didn't understand it. And Aaron Rodgers' interview after, did you see that too?
Yeah, I don't think he was happy.
Yeah,
Now he's been a little disgruntled with this organization for a couple of years now.
Yeah, but not with this coach. He likes to coach Todd.
I get it, but now you're talking about it's.
I don't think he's been disgruntled I think he's gone. Meaning, I think he might be moving on, but not because he's disgruntled, just because he's been with the Pack for a long, long time.
Remember when they drafted Jordan Love last year at the end of that first round, that was kind of sending a message to him. And remember, his go around with the Packers was, you know what I mean? He sat there in that first round, and there's that viral video of him, pictures of him sitting there waiting to finally get drafted. And ultimately he goes there and sits behind Brett Favre for a couple of years before he gets his chance. That's in the back of his mind. And I think he saw that kind of writing on the wall, but here he is, he goes out, basically has, I think he's going to be the MVP of the league, has an MVP season. How often, you hear guys talk about it all the time. How often do these opportunities come about? And he's getting older he's getting up there. They have their predecessor in-house with paying him first round money. How long is he going to be how long are they going to sit him on the bench, paying him that money before he gets a shot? But the decision ultimately to go to kick the field goal, I don't
It just didn't make sense.
It made no sense. And I've heard people all day have been diagnosing it, cutting it up, worst decision ever. Yeah. I just don't.
There's 2 minutes left in the game. Even if you got the ball back.
I don't see why not. Like, even if you
got the ball back, you'd have 25 seconds.
Even if you don't get, even if you don't get the touchdown, that's your best opportunity to do something, And especially with Rodgers, and I heard a quote, was quoted today as saying, if I had known we were going to kick the field goal, I would have approached things a different way. Because, whether it was, I don't know if it was second down or third down, he had an opportunity to run that thing in, and he didn't,
Yeah, well, I think
going ahead,
should have ran it in.
If he had known, yeah, of course. Because he could have just.
But that's the player in the game making a decision. That could happen to anybody.
Right. But I think in his mind, had he known we're kicking a field goal, I think he pushes something a little bit different, or he does something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying desperation button is pushed. So he would take off and run there because he's like, this is my last down.
They're not giving me another shot. I'm going.
That's a good point. So he was thinking 4 downs.
He's thinking, look, I got 4 downs to get in. Probably why, he nonchalantly threw one away.
Or he gets close, and he would get.
Or you get closer, now you're on the inch line or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole different approach. We talk about it all the time. Like, if you're calling plays, if you have 4 downs to get a first down, you call plays differently than you do if you're only looking for 3. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with him. And look, I don't know why you don't go for it there. There's a ton of reasons. I can't seem to find any logical reason why you do what they did. I just don't because it's not like it put you in a difference. It's not like it did anything by kicking 3. You still would have had to gone and done something else. You still would have had to do something else. So why not? You got Aaron Rodgers.
So there's a couple things that came out with it. First of all, I came out with that after, and the other game had some interesting things, by the way. Okay.
Sure.
Also, when we get to it, but I came out with it thinking, you want to be a coach in the NFL, you need to just grind, be willing to grind, network, build relationships. Get around people that want that like you, that can go somewhere. Because I wish people would stop saying all these guys are quote unquote geniuses, because they're human beings who make mistakes and do great things too. Okay, this was a mistake that probably most youth coaches wouldn't make. Okay, so I'm not
people in his ear.
Well, that's the other thing. I was like, how come nobody see, I don't know. He seems like he's an open person. Like, it wouldn't be difficult to
Oh, you're going to Nick Saban. What are you doing?
Right. Hey, Nick, what are you doing here? Shut up.
Nick, what are you doing? This is what I'm, hey, Bill Belichick, what are you doing? Why are we doing this?
Exactly.
Excuse me. This is why we're doing this. These things all on these fingers. Like, no, man, you got a young coach. He's an offensive-minded guy. Maybe he's just wrapped up in the game plan so much. Here's what we're doing. All right, we're good. Kick it. Like, coach, what are you doing? There's only 2 minutes left. Well, at least I hope someone was on his headset saying, whoa. What we're going for? What are we doing? Why are we kicking this? What do we do? You know what I mean? Somebody has to – and they had 3 timeouts.
Okay, so Chris posted something interesting.
Okay, let's see what we got.
This is what Chris posted. And by the way, shout out to Dache Milbourne. That's my man from way back in the day, one of our overall MVPs going way back. Hell of a football player. I think he's coaching now. Chris says, and Chris obviously is one of our, if not our number one caller, definitely him and one other person. Okay. Analytics to win said 10% go for it and 9% kick, which is why if that's
analytics
true,
at this point.
That is so. If that's true, that's why you don't listen to computers, because basically you have no chance of winning. Analytics to win said 10% go for it and 9% kicked the field goal. So if he was going purely off of analytics, which is what Chris is implying and may be true, if that's true, yeah, I agree, Chris. This was true. If what Chris is saying is true, okay, then if you're the head coach and you are just analytically driven as a head coach, like that's what you believe in, then you're looking at that and you're saying, well, the percentage is basically the same. Kick the field goal.
I'm a football coach. I'm trying to win a game.
The chances of winning might be 10% or 9%. That's probably true. First of all, it's the end of the game. Wouldn't 1% more be this situation you would go with?
It's the conference championship game. You have all the momentum right now. Like, you have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. The guy can outjump anyone in the league. Let's go. What are you doing? You're trying to win a game. I get what numbers say, but at some point, it's got to be, let's go.
Well, and in this case, if you were going off the analytics, as Chris was driving the
I would hope that
still 10% to 9%, 1% more.
This shouldn't be a decision that's having to be made like this.
No.
You should know this drive. Look.
So the question is, who's in the ear?
We got to go.
So the question is, who's in the ear?
Everybody's
so
different.
So isn't like, I mean, look, all right, let's put me and you. Would you be screaming at me, you got to go for it? Of course you would.
You know,
you'd be yelling it from 50 yards away.
Yeah.
Actually, probably would be sprinting down. You got to go for it. You're going for it.
What are we doing? Like, and that's.
Why is this a decision?
Right.
That's the beauty of an assistant.
Isn't a decision. Like, we're not kicking this field goal. Like, we need
right. That's the beauty of having assistant coaches, because you see when guys place these kind of decisions completely on themselves, any human being, it's the floor could potentially, and I don't think I would have gotten tight in that area, but anybody could get tight. Okay, I'll give that. So if anyone could get tight, that's where your assistants who are less loose, whose job isn't the most expensive job, they're paid less than you are saying they don't have as much they're not like, oh my God, I can't feed my family, I have all that kind of a thing. And they're maybe clearer headed, and they're all going to be in allegiance and saying, you gotta go for it. And if they didn't, if his assistants didn't,
they should all be fired.
That's what I think they would. I think you would. 100%.
And I always say to you, right? Like, it's my job as an assistant to bring things to you that maybe you wouldn't think of, or think a different view, or this or that. And then it's ultimately, your decision to say, this is what we're doing. Yes, or you know what I mean? Like, but it's my job to at least present it. I got to throw all that stuff on the wall, and then you make the decision and go from there. Isn't that why you have a coaching staff? Isn't that why you put certain guys on a certain staff? You know what I mean? Like, why you assemble things? Like,
I'm assuming, I'd love to be a fly and find out what the conversation was right before that decision, because
I don't know, Chris. It's tough. I don't know if it's a fireable offense just because
I don't think so.
Because he's done so well. I think that would be a little.
No, I don't think fireable. I think he's got to look at from a learning standpoint.
Yes,
how he makes a decision in that situation.
He's young,
and review how do we make decisions in that?
Right. How does this never happen again?
How does this never happen again?
Right.
That's how I would look at it.
Or if he can come out and clear-coded tell me and justify exactly why. What was the method to his madness? Just give me a look. I might not agree with it, but at least if he came out and gave me a rock hard, firm, this is why we kicked the field goal, then I could understand.
What did he say?
I think he kind of like danced around it a little bit and was kind of just like, like, that's what I'm saying. At least come out and give me something. How's he in the locker room? Chris asked.
What was the question?
Chris says, how is he viewed in the locker room now? Well, If you're Aaron Rodgers,
I think Aaron Rodgers might be his biggest stumbling block.
Here's the thing. This is what I look at, right? Like, and I know this is a different level, but you're Aaron Rodgers, right? Even Aaron Rodgers listens to his coach.
Which, by the way, I love about Aaron Rodgers. But I do have to ask this question too.
Sometimes
for Aaron Rodgers.
Say, Aaron Rodgers, I wish you were more of a, and just
I would
play.
I would have liked Aaron Rodgers to have had input in there. Me personally, in that situation.
If I have a veteran QB like that, a Drew Brees,
like, what do you think, dude?
Like, bro, what do you think we should do here? Oh, coach, we're going. Like, what do you think he's – coach, we got to go. Even a Pat Mahomes. These guys that are cerebral, top-notch quarterbacks, don't you want to have their input? Plus, they're out there. They're getting a feel.
Now
other guys in the huddle.
He could talk to him in the headset. But
it shuts off at a certain point, right? I think it shuts off with 10 seconds left on the play clock or something.
Did they leave 10 seconds left in the play clock?
I'm just saying, look, either way, it shouldn't even have come down to this. Your whole demeanor, you should know this drive, we are like, unless we get down there and we have this much time, like, you know what I mean? Like this situation, first down, you should have known we have 4 downs to score or we're going to take a shot. Look, even if they don't get it, the ball's backed up. You got 3 timeouts. Tom Brady's thrown 3 picks already.
Kind of at a loss for words right now. It's just hard to have a lot to say about something that you were not prepared for.
Okay.
Had a lot of confidence in everything going into this game, and it hurts right now. I hurt for everybody involved. There's a lot of effort to even get to this point throughout the course of the season,
which makes this decision even more so.
But mostly, our players.
Let me see if I can get
just to be down like that. But
Chris makes another good point too. Like,
it's going to take a long time to get over this one.
I know you need your timeouts, but look, you have 3 timeouts. If you don't really know what's going on, take a timeout.
Hey, Matt, do you hear me okay?
And talk about it.
Went into the decision to kick the field goal there on 4th and 8, and do you regret that in hindsight?
Yeah, anytime it doesn't work out, you always regret it, right? But, it was just the circumstances of having 3 shots and coming away with no yards, and knowing that you not only need the touchdown, but you need the 2-point. So the way I was looking at it was we essentially had 4 timeouts with the
2-minute warning. I get that.
But it's
still not enough.
And I thought we were going to have a stop there at the end, but we got cold for the PI, and it didn't work out. So I think anytime something doesn't work out, do you regret it? Sure, but we're always going to be process driven here, and the way our defense was battling, the way our defense was playing,
that doesn't matter.
I felt like it was the right decision to do, and
no,
it just didn't work out.
There's no way that. I'm going to backtrack. Is he defending the decision in a sense that
now here's the thing. My question is this. They got no yards on plays 1, 2, and 3. Had they gained a little something on first down, a little something extra on second, do they then go for it on fourth? Or did he basically say, look, I went nowhere in 3 plays. There's no way I'm going somewhere on 4.
How are you going to get closer than the 8-yard line? I don't understand the rationale.
That's my whole thing. Is like, look, you're already down here.
You're already there.
To get closer than this again. Go. This is your best opportunity.
You would have to get back to the 8-yard line again. You'd have to get all the way back down there again. It doesn't make any sense. It is.
That's what I'm saying. I wish somewhere, like, I'm searching for some logical reason for this to be justified, and I can't find one. Because I want it to be the right call. You know what I mean? I want to be told.
See, when in the second game, when at the end of the half, the Bills kicked the field goal. I thought they should have gone for it. But
yeah, because they were out of that game. Even when they went up 9-0, and then people were
I thought that was a questionable decision.
But
it was halftime.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, those are the decisions that you see come playoff time where every possession counts. You know what I mean? That's where you can see the greatness about football and how every play matters. You know?
I think as he gets there again, he'll get better.
He'll be back.
I just think
I don't care. Look,
I think it's interesting how
give them another QB. Green Bay will be back because Devontae Adams is.
I still think so. So he says he regrets the decision, though. He said he regrets the decision.
He should have owned it.
But then he said, "I felt it was the right decision." After
he should have just owned it. He should have said, "Look, we should have went for it. I screwed up. I apologize. It is what it is. It didn't work out at the time. I thought it was the right decision. Looking back at it, it's probably not." We should have went for it. I screwed up. Let's go. Move on. Off season. Figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I like that better.
Yeah.
I don't know. But look, either way, friggin' Tom Brady, bro.
Tom Brady, first half was awesome.
We've talked about it, and I've argued against being, greatest of all time, but
he is the greatest of all time. I told you.
He is. Listen, no, he is, because just and look, he had a bunch of guys with drops all over the place. And he threw 3 picks. And I get it. Like, so the question about was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady? I'm seriously starting to lean in a different direction. If he can somehow handle this business this weekend and win a title this year with this team, greatest of all time, hands down. I know you think he is already. I'll tell you what, after seeing what he does and literally watching him more and more so, he is. I mean, he does some amazing things. 100%. And how about my man, Scotty Miller, baby? End of the half, gets behind the defense, game changer. Chris said it. Yeah, Evans is killing it. I mean, and he had a couple drops. But you're right, Dave. Like you said at the beginning of the show, like the difference is that defense. That defense can play ball. Those linebackers fly all over the place. It's amazing to see, everybody had kind of written off Pierre Paul when he, after his accident and then his last couple of years with the Giants. But talk about a resurgence, man. I mean, he's something to be, you got him, you got Ndamukong Suh up the middle that everybody forgets. I mean, these guys can play some defense. And I think, say what you want about offense, but when it comes to, I'll say it forever, defense wins games here and there. And
oh yeah,
that was the difference. Like Tampa's not here without this.
Tampa had the best D.
and look, and
Packers played great in the second half, but the first half,
I agree.
Brady just sliced them and
yeah,
diced.
they're just not. It's. I'm telling you, man. It's. If they can, I just like this because it's the best matchup I think we could get in the finals as far as best offense against the best defense in terms of how guys are playing right now. And I think if there's any team that has the greatest or the best chance to stop what Kansas City's doing, this is it.
I think Fournette did a great job running the ball.
Catching the ball. That run he had to score that second touchdown, man, that was like that set the tone because he broke that tackle. It looked like he was stopped for yardage in the backfield. He bounces outside, and then his big body runs away from people. And like Evans is just, he's an animal. That dude, and he even had some drops. Good win, animal. And they played this game without AB. Now,
right,
I'm sure AB will be healthy enough.
And they were missing their best DB, the Buccaneers.
Correct.
The rookie DB, I should say. So, yeah.
And I just love how Gronk has, one catch, one target.
That was a big play, huge play.
28 yards, and just does what he does. Just there. Like, hey, it's okay. You want to cover everybody out, or you want to put 3 or 4 guys on me every time we're in the red zone? That's cool. All these other guys can make plays.
Yeah, so Brady was 20 for 36 with 280 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Rodgers totally outthrew him.
Yeah, well, Rodgers I thought was really good. I mean, 33 for 48, 346, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Their run game was not horrendous. It wasn't bad.
Plus, what's his name went out of the game? Jones, their running back for the Pack.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think it set the tone really high for that second game. Which
Devin
was
White, 9 tackles. 9 tackles, 6 assists. Woo.
Those 2 linebackers fly.
Chicago, you know who I thought was the most impressive, though, of all the guys? Well, it was really 2 guys, but one guy really, I didn't expect it. Shaquille Barrett with 3 sacks, and then Jason Pierre-Paul on the other side with 2 sacks.
Pierre-Paul isn't, like I said, he kind of went out of, he left New York, kind of people saying, oh, it's over for him after his accident, all this stuff. He goes down to Tampa, man.
And, great.
That warm weather does something. And to me, you look at Tampa Bay in general, right? You got grandpa head coach Arians, right? With 2, and then you got young buck OC Byron Leftwich kind of just doing his thing with Tom Brady. I kind of look at Leftwich, Arians.
Well, isn't he younger? Isn't Leftwich younger than Brady?
So I look at Leftwich, Brady, and Arians as like the offensive coordinators of that team. And then you got, my man Todd Bowles on the defensive side of the ball just dialing stuff up.
He does a great job with defense. This Jets D was good.
Yeah.
They just didn't have an offense. But he knows D. All right, so now we go to the other game. I think we about summarized that game.
I think everybody got really excited when they went up 9-0. And,
I didn't get excited.
No, I think majority, like fans, though, because they don't know the football and they don't look at it, right? They don't realize that the touchdown came off a muffed punt. You know what I mean? Like, and first series, everybody's figuring stuff out. And then once the Chiefs started hitting the ground running, it's over. Travis Kelce, man, that many catches for a tight end.
Well, how many did he have?
13, I think.
Kelce, let's see.
The 13?
I'll tell you in a second. Bills versus Chiefs. All right, so quick numbers. Kelce had 13 catches for 118, 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 9 catches for 172.
Yeah, right?
Mahomes was 28-9 for 38 for 325. And then Josh Allen, who I thought played really well.
He's going to be excellent.
He's tough, too. 28 for 48, 287. He was the leading rusher, 7 carries for 88 yards.
He can scoot a little bit.
They kept Stephon Diggs in check early on. Which
they were going to have to do that. Did you see what my man Stephon Diggs did after the game?
No.
There's a picture of him. He stood and watched the entire Kansas City Chiefs celebration on the field.
Oh, somebody did that in the national championship game.
Right.
And
commitment to memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, because look, I think the Bills, if they can keep it together, will be back. Hands down.
They're going to be good.
They are going to be very good. They need 1 or 2 more things. I think look, they're solid, man. That receiving core across the board collectively, I don't know.
Very good.
Yeah. Cole Beasley, he had like 6-7 catches yesterday, just all over the place. Yeah. Knox with a touchdown, oh boy. Clark Kent's on the call. And then
it's not good.
You got Gordon, John Brown. They got pieces, they got pieces for Buffalo. And I like that. I think for the next 2 years, for the next couple of years, it's going to be Bills Dolphins in that division.
Bills, I think, could potentially be very good. I thought Josh Allen literally was carrying the team on his back.
He was doing everything you could possibly think of.
Mahomes made some freaky plays in the first half.
He just does some crazy stuff.
He does some freaky stuff.
And like you said, look, we talk about it all the time, speed. And the things that Tyreek Hill does, even when he catches, a speed out for 3 yards, it's all about, he'll run you to the sideline, or he makes one guy miss and out. You know what I'm saying? And then when you have a go-to guy like Kelsey, who's just finding windows and sitting down, here we go. 13 catches. You know what I mean?
He's unbelievable.
And then, look,
I love this
second half. Look, I don't think the score was definitely not warranted as the type of game. I think it was closer than that. But second half, now you got to start taking chances. You know what I mean? You're leaving guys on islands because you got to bring pressure a little bit. So, the Chiefs still capitalized on every single bit of it, so give them credit where credit is due. But I think the Bills are a team that showed us they can play, and they're here to stay. Man.
This was their first touchdown. That was after the drop punt.
Right.
I like how they got him the ball back right away. All right, and they got him involved in a couple of ways. Here's the reverse. Got his confidence back.
Yeah.
He can fly too. By the way, I just want you to see something that most people won't realize. Watch Tyreek Hill kind of just
downfield.
Stroll. And by the way, how easy does he run? Like
he glides.
Him and Hardman, they run so effortlessly. It seems like, right?
Yeah, and Chris just said it too. He said, "Look, he's so impressed with how the O-line blocks downfield on jet sweeps," and I think that goes for both teams because the Bills do a great
job of it.
And those guys, it's all about blocking downfield. That's what makes these from 5 to 10 yard gains to 30 to 40 yard gains. Look at these guys downfield, dude. Hello, those are O linemen 40 yards downfield.
Tariq runs with such ease.
And look, he's just chilling.
He glides down the field.
And he's thick. His legs are big, man. Is this it?
These plays are just sick he makes.
This was a great run here by Williams.
Yeah.
How about LaShawn McCoy? He's nowhere to be found.
Shady McCoy?
Yeah, I don't see him.
Is he on the team?
Yeah, he's on the freaking Chiefs.
Oh, man, was this good.
As an offensive guy, you got to love watching the Chiefs. That right there, that play right there.
That's just an athlete.
Yeah, just the ability to move. I like that one right there. Yep.
They had a show. Man, look at him.
Here, this is what
my God.
That's what you're
that was a great tackle, by the way.
Oh, open field with that guy?
Oh, my God. I thought he was going to get shook. There's Kelsey. Ew.
Ooh. Close. Bam. Pound it in and go. There you go.
Here's where they're driving again.
Bang. Quick.
He's good, man. Knox is a good player.
Great tight end. And listen, look, I might be partial, whatever, but Sweeney, who we talked to, has been out this whole season. He hasn't played at all because he has a heart issue. So he was out this whole season, and he's still on this roster. Now, I don't think he's an impact, whatever, but look, you just look at this team going forward. They're young.
Should have went for it from the 2.
Yeah.
Some sort of boot.
I think they would have went for it had they be getting the ball back to start the half.
Oh.
See, right there, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that ability to just turn it on.
He's so fast. He's so low to the ground. Amazing.
Right here.
Oof.
You can't play him too tight because he shakes you. It's out. That right there, great hit. Hey, I give it to the Bills though. They kept coming. You know what I mean? They didn't just,
No.
kept
And they got the onside kick.
right. That was great. Well executed. Look, and it's like Romo said on the broadcast, right? He said, look, when they blitz, throw to where they just blitzed from.
Oh, he's so fast.
Yeah. I mean, how about these guys hawking them down? Oof.
Oh, they can run. Those guys can run. He's just so quick and shifty. And,
Right. I love it. I just like, that's like, there you go. That was a great question. You're right, Chris. Why wasn't that hit helmet to helmet? I don't know. I saw a couple hits yesterday that I thought were helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
Look, if there's one thing that is said is they're throwing less flags in the playoffs.
They did throw less flags.
Oh boy. That happens to him too much.
Yes, right, because he's trying to do so many things.
Right. He just go, bro. Take it and go. Just, you know what I mean? Just fall. Like he takes when
like
he
those 15-yard they're killers. They're killers.
But look at this. I love this. He can scoot. Boo. He's big. That killed, and that's not on him. 1-on-1, throw right to where the blitz was, go. You know what I mean? Like Kelsey, catch, go, catch, go. The thing about Kelsey is he can line up. This scared the watch his knee here. Or no, I'm sorry, it was Allen did that once, and I was like, oh boy.
Oh yeah. They twisted him up. I saw that.
Yeah. The ability for Hill to stop and go. You know what I mean? Like he stops on a dime.
Yeah, he's a squirty guy. He squirts around, running.
Finds that spot. Lightning. Ball. Heads up. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing like crossers, bro. Crossers on the goal line, right?
If you're patient enough, you're gonna have it. He drops so far back.
Right.
As my coach said, you ran 50 yards for a 1-yard gain. What's the point of that?
Sometimes that 1 yard becomes 51.
That's right. It's exactly right. I'm tired today. I don't know why.
I think it's a great matchup we have in the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that.
Great matchup. Brady versus Mahomes. The greatest quarterback of all time.
Against could be
the current best quarterback.
Do you think Tom Brady, because of his whole story, has the advantage to be the greatest of all time verbatim? Because of his story. Like Mahomes could be the greatest of all time, but because he wasn't a 6th round draft pick, does Tom Brady have the edge? You know what I mean?
Does Tom Brady go down as the greatest of all time?
Because he has that 6th round draft pick, started as a backup.
I think he's the greatest of all time, period.
So you think if he was a top 3 pick, he'd still be?
He won more Super Bowls than everybody. Of course he would be.
I just think that adds to the hysteria.
What other – I wonder what year Hall of Famers – Fame QBs. All right. Hall of Fame QBs. So Joe Montana was obviously drafted first round. Warren Moon went to the CFL. Johnny Unitas. I don't even know if they had a draft back then. Joe Namath was definitely first round. Troy Aikman was definitely first round.
Joe Namath is in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts was drafted in the 3rd round, but he never won it. Steve Young would have been
Brett Favre.
1st round, but he went to the USFL. Kurt Warner was not.
Bagging groceries.
Bagging groceries. Eli Manning, 1st round. Roger Staubach definitely was 1st round. Kenny Stabler must have been 1st round.
Brett Favre wasn't.
Bob Greasy. I don't know if they had a draft when he was around. Len Dawson. I don't know if they had a draft when he was around either. These other guys, I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone newer era.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning was definitely he was the 1st pick in the 1st round.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees probably went in the 1st round. Let's see what he was drafted. That's a good question. Drew Brees was drafted. I mean, can I just get an answer? By the way, he has a huge hand for a small guy. 10 and a quarter inches.
Who?
Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah, monstrous.
For a small guy, it's a huge hand.
That's why his wife married him, she said.
Is that what she said? 2nd round, 32nd pick. Well, that's one reason.
And he's a Texas guy?
Oh, yeah. Westlake, which is a powerhouse program.
Yeah, phenomenal. I've heard the name.
Well, I mean, it's a mixed bag of guys.
Would you rather have date your daughter, Drew Brees or Tom Brady?
I don't have a daughter.
Good call.
Drew Brees or Tom Brady?
Does Chris have a daughter?
I don't know.
Does Chris have kids? If he has a daughter.
Yeah, he definitely has kids.
Tom Brady or Drew Brees?
I'm trying to go down on my comments, but I can't get to the bottom of the comments for some reason.
He said Chris calls this the handing of the torch game, Super Bowl 55.
55 Super Bowls there's been?
Hence Super Bowl 55.
I'm getting old. I remember when it was, pretty
The first
new.
Super Bowl I remember was Cowboys and Bills.
Cowboys and Bills.
That happened a couple times, right?
Cowboys and Bills once.
Or maybe it was
Cowboys was Troy Aikman. The Bills, I don't know who their quarterback was.
the Bills, Jim Kelly.
Or was it Cowboys in New England?
No. That would be Green Bay in New England.
Who did the Cowboys play in the Super Bowl?
Steelers.
All right. Super Bowls. The Dallas Cowboys played in
I thought they played the Bills twice.
Super Bowls. They played in can I get the answer to my question? Super Bowl.
I like you.
Google must be looking to ban me. Played in 5 Super Bowls. Cowboys.
How do you not know this? Aren't you a Cowboys fan?
Beat the Broncos. I remember that.
I do not remember that.
They lost to the Colts. I was not alive during that.
Not remember that. Go from
Then they in 1990.
How about this?
1993.
What was
90
1993?
93. They beat the Bills.
Thank you, Derek.
So is that what you're referring to? They beat the Bills twice. 92 and 93.
93, where was the game?
Rose Bowl.
That's the first game I remember.
And then the Cowboys beat them in the.
And then the year after that, 94, it was the Niners and the Chargers, correct?
Then the Cowboys beat them beat the Bills again in 94.
So 95 was the Niners and Chargers.
Correct.
Okay, so that was really my first game.
That must have been Steve Young. And then
against Stan Humphries.
Oh, God. Then
and Natron Means.
And Junior Seau. Natron Means is a beast. He was awesome.
And so then the year after
it was Cowboys.
That would have been 96.
And the Cowboys won that one. That was Barry.
So 95 was Cowboys Steelers.
Cowboys Steelers.
Okay.
96.
Year 96, hang on. Green Bay, New England.
No, 96 was Cowboys Steelers.
When was Green Bay, New England?
97.
Okay, and then who was after that?
98 was Broncos Pack.
Ugh, that was the Terrell Davis migraine game.
I don't know.
Yes.
What's his name must have been the quarterback of
Elway.
99, Elway won over the Falcons. Then 2000 must have been.
Oh, wait, that was the Falcons. That was the Dirty Bird, man, Jamal Anderson.
Then the Rams beat the Titans.
That was the tackled on the 1 yard line.
The Ravens beat the Giants.
Worst Super Bowl ever, but it was – who was the head coach of the Giants? You remember?
Fossil. It has to be Fossil.
Who was the quarterback?
Has to be Kerry Collins.
And the running back who I can't stand, by the way.
Tiki Barber?
Ugh. Fumbleitis himself.
The Ravens – was that Jim Harbaugh's brother that was the coach?
Brian Billick.
Oh, Brian Billick was the coach. That's right.
Trent Dilfer.
Brent Dilfer.
I think they only won. It wasn't. I think it was like that was the year they had back-to-back kick returns for touchdowns.
34-7. Then the Patriots beat the Rams.
And then it started the Patriots run.
Patriots beat the Rams. Bucs. That must be Gruden.
That was Gruden over the Raiders, right?
The Raiders.
Yeah. Who was the quarterback for the Raiders?
Let's see. It's 2003. Who was the quarterback for the Raiders in 1990? In 2003, the quarterback for the Raiders must have been.
I don't know if you'll get it.
David Carr? I can't. I don't know who it was.
Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon, Delaware Blue Hens. Who was the Tampa Bay Bucs quarterback?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson. Then the Patriots beat the Panthers. Then the Patriots beat Eagles. The Steelers, that must have been
Arizona.
Beat Seahawks. That must have been Hines Ward and those guys. Then the Colts.
Seahawks was who? Hasselbeck and Sean Alexander.
Had to be.
That was Holmgren.
Yes.
Not what's his name?
Yes. The Colts, Peyton Manning beat the Bears.
That was in Miami. Devin Hester returned the opener, and then that was it.
Excuse me. Sorry. The Giants then beat the Patriots in that upset.
2007.
Eli. Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger, I guess, beat the Cardinals. So Ben's been to 2?
Yeah, he has 2. He's won 2, right?
No, it was 1. He's won 1.
That was the Cardinals with Kurt Warner.
No, he's won 2. You're right.
I know.
Cardinals with Kurt Warner. Then the Saints won.
That was the Santonio Holmes catch.
Yes. The Saints beat the Colts.
Right. That's Drew Brees. That was when what's his name onside kicked it coming out of the half.
Was with Peyton.
Had Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings.
Oof.
That's when he had some things around him.
Then they beat the Steelers in that one.
Who did they beat? The Packers beat the Steelers?
Roethlisberger's been to 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yes. And I can't stand him.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Who was after the Packers? That was the Seattle?
Giants beat the Patriots.
Ugh.
The Ravens. Ravens
against the Niners. That was the Brother Bowl.
That was
Harbaugh. That's when the lights went out. That was Kaepernick's last hurrah. All right, dude. What's with the yawning?
I'm tired. I could use a coffee right now. Kaepernick, wait a minute. So 2013, that's when Kaepernick started?
That's when Kaepernick was in the Super Bowl.
So it's been 7 years. Why are we still talking about him?
Because people love to just bring it up.
He's old now.
Exactly.
But you're old. What movie was that?
Was that Seattle?
Oh.
So then what? It was Seattle
Broncos.
That was at MetLife.
Then Patriots, Seahawks.
That was the one where the Seahawks won because – or no, the Patriots won because the Seahawks didn't run it with Marshawn Lynch. They threw it, the slant.
That's right. Broncos. So Pete Carroll's been in 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah. He's been in a couple. And what does he have? One win?
1. Broncos, Panthers.
When was that?
2016.
Why do I – oh, remember that was Cam Newton when he didn't go for the fumble.
Who's the Broncos quarterback?
It's a great question.
Tebow?
No. Is that Champ Bailey? The Broncos. Who was the head coach?
Kubiak?
Who just retired?
Patriots, Falcons.
Wait, I want to. Who was the quarterback?
For the Broncos? Let's see. John Fox was the head coach, and the quarterback was Peyton Manning.
Right. We're that's how he went out.
And
That's how he ended the career.
He just clicked out of it.
And that was what, 2017?
Yeah.
2018 was the Patriots.
2018 La Patriots. Over the Rams. Oh, you're right. 2018 was 2017 was Patriots over Falcons. 2018 was Eagles over Patriots.
Well, 3 years ago, the Falcons were in the Super Bowl. That's right, because wasn't it a blowout? Weren't they blowing them out and the Patriots came back?
Right, came back. Patriots beat the Lions in 19.
Whoa. Wait, who?
Patriots beat Lions in 19.
No. The Lions.
Did I say Lions? Rams. Yeah. Rams. Sorry.
I was going to say, what? What did Detroit get?
I need a coffee. Bad. Rams. And then Kansas City beat the 49ers last year. That's interesting.
Does this start moving forward from the 2000s on, every time you saw the Patriots, does 2020 or does 2019 start now? It's the Chiefs.
You mean it's from
2000 to 2000 for 20 years? How many times were the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's interesting. So a lot. I don't want to go back because I go fall asleep reading them, but it was a lot. It was a lot. What does the Chiefs have that can help them beat the Bucs? If you were to choose your players, first pick, second pick on each team, who's your first pick in this game? Player-wise.
Do you take Mahomes or do you take Brady?
I'm asking you.
For one game.
Who's your top pick?
I'm still going Mahomes.
Who's number 2? Brady?
Hill or Kelsey?
Over Brady?
Well, why would I have 2 QBs?
I'm saying if we compare.
It's got to be that.
So Brady. All right. So who's number 3? Who's your third pick overall for both teams?
Hill or Evans?
My third pick would be Hill.
I'll take Hill.
Who's your fourth pick?
Evans.
I would take Devin White as number 4.
Then I'm taking Kelsey.
You take him 5. I think that's probably fair.
And then I'm taking one of those linebackers.
Interesting.
Or Pierre Paul.
Pierre Paul's got to be up there.
And Dominican Sue. I mean,
So just clogs up with stuff.
can you just think of all the paychecks he's collected, and now he's gonna have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl.
He gets a lot of checks. He's been making a lot
Is
of
Gronk in your top 10?
Not right now, no. Does he make plays? Yes. He made some good plays.
Or does the fear of him making plays
Maybe.
do more for you?
Maybe.
He's funny as hell.
Oh, yeah. They did my
See the
favorite.
video they did again? They redid it.
They did
Where he just
we have to play that, yeah. They definitely got it from hold on. I have it. I think I posted it on my Instagram. Let's see.
I just like how, do you think they mailed a postcard to Robert Kraft in New England?
No, because I think they like Kraft. They may have mailed it to what's his name?
Bill?
I think they like Bill, but
They also know that there's another way to do things and win. I think that was the whole
that was your whole thing.
right. We don't have to be this crazy. We can still win and have some fun and do it in warm weather.
That's pretty much what he went. All right, so here's the first one that I like. Did you see this?
Oh, with his son?
Yeah.
Hey, can I say hi to my son?
I thought that was great.
Because remember, his kids are kind of older. They get it now. You know what I mean?
Well, his oldest is the one from the first girlfriend. Is definitely older. Oh God, there's people. Wow, people got a curse on here too. I see people cursing, saying nasty things on here. You have to monitor. Hey, Troy. And then where's the Brady?
Hello, my name is Troy.
I don't even know what you call it.
Brady Gronk video, Buck shirt video. Troy. Hello.
I'm sorry, this is so heavy.
All right. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Teller thing. Some fairy teller thing. If fairy tell us something, the fairy tell us something.
Hold on, let me see.
The
Oh,
fairy
here we go.
tell us something.
All right, Troy,
The
take it.
fairy tell us something. The fairy tell us
We'll get your
something.
prediction in a
The
couple
fairy
weeks,
tell
Troy.
us something. The fairy tell
Let's
us
see if I can find this.
The fairy tell us something.
I mean, I think they're on the jetway, or not even. They're just
Trying to
walking.
find this
The
here.
fairy tell us something.
Troy, what are you cleaning? You got a broom?
Troy, no.
Oh wait,
All right, take a break. Take a break. Come back.
Where are you,
What happened to
Derek?
I don't know. Where did Derek go? We lost.
There we are.
Oh, I'm back. Is Derek there?
What, did I lose you?
He's frozen on my.
Derek looks frozen.
He does.
I've been fine.
Come
All right.
on.
You've been with us the whole time. Oh, now you're out. I don't know. It looks like we lost Coach Schuman. Interesting. I guess we will wait to see if he comes back, which I would assume he would because he normally does. I'm trying to think of what he was, what we were referencing when we were talking before. I think I honestly think I'm spoiled at this point. In regards to the level of football that I get to see played on Sundays. I think it's just the quarterback play that I see, I think is at the highest level. I think the NFL itself has quarterbacks now that just do things that most have not in the past. And I'm obviously biased because of this is all I've really ever known is the quarterback that throws 40, 50 times a game. This is kind of the golden era for that in my eyes. I'm living through it and I get to experience it, every weekend with the best quarterbacks, which is for me amazing. Even though I'm kind of a throwback and I'm a defensive first type of guy, I love to see good offense and all for, it is what it is. You're only going to go as far as your quarterback takes you. That's kind of my philosophy. That's kind of how it's always been. So, that's kind of what we're working with. Coach Schuman will be back soon. His computer is having some technical difficulties. So you're stuck with me for the next couple of minutes going forward. But yeah, like I said, you're going to see a great Super Bowl in my eyes. I think it's the best matchup that you could possibly get. Going forward, you're going to see two of the best, if not the best quarterbacks in the league right now, with Mahomes and Brady. Tom Brady continues to just does his thing. He is just good. He is good. There's no other way to put it. He's just good. He makes plays. He knows how to manage a game. But even you can see him kind of be mortal at times. 3 picks, in yesterday's game, that's not going to get it done this weekend. I don't think you can give Mahomes and that offense 3 more opportunities with the ball because they're going to make stuff happen. I think the spread was 3 or 3.5. I believe the over-under was 56.5 to open up for the Super Bowl line. First time in history that we're going to see an NFL team play its home game or its Super Bowl in their home stadium, which is kind of interesting. There will be fans. I think 22,000 are going to be allowed in with, I believe, 7,500 or 8,000 fans who are first responders vaccinated. They're trying to make that a thing for this, which is warranted. I think it's 100% part of it. They deserve everything they get. I did read something interesting yesterday that I thought was pretty funny. Had the Rams beat Green Bay, Tampa Bay would have been playing yesterday's game at home on the new grass that was installed for the Super Bowl. Come to find out that the Super Bowl, wherever the facility is that it's being housed, gets new grass, if that's the type of turf that it's on, about 2 or 3 weeks before the Super Bowl, so it can take and things like that. So that was already in place had Tampa Bay won, or had Tampa Bay, had the Rams won, Tampa Bay would have been playing that home game at Raymond James Stadium down in Tampa on some Super Bowl turf, which I thought was pretty interesting. Nice little tidbit there going forward. But yeah, first time in history that a team in the Super Bowl will be playing on their home field. Does that add an advantage? I don't know. I know some of the travel stipulations and things like that this year for Super Bowl are different. As we know, there's 2 weeks off from now until the Super Bowl, which allows usually teams to practice that first week at their home facilities, and then they kind of travel and spend the next week wherever the Super Bowl is. This year, I believe that's a little different. I think that they are going to do, how you have, Media Monday and all that kind of stuff. That's all going to be done from their home facilities, and then I believe they'll travel later in the week, kind of just like they would normally do for a regular season away game. So Tampa's practicing right across the street, because their facilities are kind of right there with Raymond James. I'm extremely familiar with it because, I have a condo down in Tampa. Great area, great weather all the time. And the facilities are awesome. So not to mention Raymond James Stadium itself is awesome. I think it's a great place to see a game. The atmosphere is awesome. The field itself is awesome. Houses Super Bowls. It's housed, national championship a couple years ago, multiple times. Just a good place overall to see it. So I don't know. I'm going to pose it up to you and ask the question, and we can get back to it later on in the week or as the week progresses. I'll ask Coach Schuman. I'm sure he's not a big one for home field advantage, but or I assume based off of what and the communications that we've had, I don't think he thinks that plays that much of a role as I do. But does that make things different? Does that aid in the air are on the side of the Bucs? Look, man, you got Tom Brady and Gronkowski who have been to how many Super Bowls and done this thing for how long? I think that's only going to help the Bucs moving forward. Even with the amount of guys that have not been there, going forward. So does it add an advantage? I'm sure it does in the fact that you're not traveling, you're doing whatever, but you still have Gronk. You have Gronk and you have Tom Brady who are going to tell you, they know how these weeks go. They know how to handle Super Bowl week, the media, all the off the field stuff that goes into this week as far as, getting tickets and whatnot. Like that stuff's eliminated this year. So maybe this year is less of an issue in regards to those types of things because of the pandemic and COVID and all that kind of stuff, that you're not worried about so much media stuff or, who's hitting you up for tickets or who wants to come to the game and you got to make sure that their rooms are ready and all that stuff. I don't know. It's different. He's back with a green screen.
My computer is on the fritz. Wait a minute. I'm not in my lovely cafe.
No, you are not.
Unbelievable. And I'm on a smaller screen.
Technical difficulties.
I can't believe it. So I did hear what you were saying. I don't think a home field advantage is a huge deal. I do think it's a huge deal, except for maybe the Super Bowl in this particular case.
Right. I think it's different. I mean, I think it's all. I think it's really cool the fact that they get to play the, a pseudo home game. First time in history that's ever happened. 55 Super Bowls. This is the only time that's ever happened. I think that's cool. And like I was saying, I know the travel and stuff is going to be a little different, and whatnot. But like I said, I think there's probably less that goes into this week being chaotic as far as for players and teams off the field because you're not worried about tickets.
No, you're not worried
about that craziness. Yeah,
I mean, I think are they doing things virtually for
yes.
So there's no such thing as like the media day.
Like you're having Media Monday or whatever, but it's all virtual. And then I believe Kansas City is going to travel like it would be a normal away game. They're not going to show up because they're not showing up a week earlier or whatever because of how things are. So they're kind of just going to play it and just go. You know what I mean?
I think that's interesting. I think that it's interesting that everything is going to be like a normal game week, basically, other than you have 2 weeks.
And look, you can say what you want, like, hey guys, we're gonna stay in the routine, we're gonna keep it as normal possible. This is a Super Bowl, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that things aren't different.
Yeah, I mean,
like I was saying, it's got to be nice to have a Brady or a Gronk to lean on and be like, yo, what is this week all about? And they're like, don't worry about it, dude. Like, this is our 10th one. We're good.
Right. No doubt. Can you believe it? Look real quick.
Whoa! How is there two of it? That's weird. Wow. You're on a whole nother level right now. Oh, dude, what is
All right,
that?
we're back.
Whoa, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Did you see what I was saying about the actual field for Tampa Bay? The grass?
What's that?
So did you hear what I said about the so apparently what happens is
Hold
depending on the surface you play on. So obviously because Raymond James is grass,
Right.
like the Super Bowl, wherever it's going to be housed or wherever it's going to be played, they replace the grass, 2-3 weeks before the actual Super Bowl. So had the Rams gone into Green Bay and beat them, the Rams would have had to travel to Tampa Bay, right? Which had already redone the field and installed new grass for the Super Bowl. So they would have been playing on the Super Bowl turf, which I thought was interesting because, I like all the grounds crew stuff like that. I think that stuff's pretty interesting. But I thought that would have been funny. Here you are getting ready to, the Super Bowl's here. Oh, wait, we got to play a home game on it first.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And how funny is it that there were two meows cloned.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's probably the scariest thing I've ever seen, to be honest.
Is that scary? Could you imagine just having two of me running around like that?
You ever see the movie Multiplicity?
I did. Don't remember it.
Something like that.
I think one of me is enough for everyone in the world.
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'd say so. One's sufficient for me.
Sufficient for you? Come on, man.
I can handle one. One's good. I don't need another one.
You don't need another?
No, I think we're good.
I like to think of myself as being a wonderful human being.
I think of you as multiple people anyway. It just depends on time of day, situation, where are we, There's kind of like 5 of you. Just, I could come up with names for each one. I think there's a disease that's called for that. I don't know. Actually, I'm sorry. It's not a disease. It's more of a condition. There's a name for it.
What does it depend on? Multiple personalities, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I could call you Sybil.
Who's Sybil?
You never saw that movie, Sybil?
No.
Oh, dude. Who's the chick in Smokey and the Bandit? Susan
Sarandon?
Is that her? No, it's not her. No, Sally Field. She plays this chick in a movie.
Okay.
70s, 80s. Her name is Sybil, and she has 22 personalities.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of personalities. I don't think I can handle all those.
So, whenever Jen's acting up, I say Sybil, and she doesn't like that.
Oh.
Because that's the worst thing you could probably do to a female is call them somebody, say they have multiple personalities. It's not good. But anyway.
I tell people I don't get offended too much on stuff.
Me neither. I'm good. I am what I am. I know what you're working with.
I am what I am.
I know I'm one of a kind, so I'm sorry people have to deal with me, but it is what it is. At least I'm a straight shooter. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be a boring week.
Okay, so does the Texans hire Eric Bieniemy?
I hope so. The guy deserves it.
Thank you.
Nice.
Does the Tennessee go hire?
That's I haven't even.
Does Tennessee hire PJ Fleck?
Why is that the talk?
One of the. Well, that was a little bit of talk. I don't know if it still is. Does interesting.
The Colts have agreed to terms with quarterbacks coach Marcus Brady as their new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I'm just reading. I'm going through Football Scoop. I haven't seen it yet today. The Jets are retaining their special teams coordinator. Good or bad move?
Jets are retaining special teams coordinator
Brant Boyer. Doesn't even matter who it is. If you're retaining anybody from that previous staff.
Oh, that's interesting. That means the network isn't strong enough?
That's what I'm saying. Why do you retain someone? I don't know.
Might be forced on him. No.
That's what I'm saying. No, I don't.
No, maybe. No.
Dinner's ready. Thanks, Nicole.
Troy said, Derek said thank you. I'll be up shortly.
You measure out your piece of meat tonight and have to weigh it and all that stuff?
I really don't do that.
It's too much.
I was 279.6.
Why would you? What up, Spence? Why would you retain, unless he's qualified and you vibed with him or you have a previous network? I don't see.
Maybe he knows him.
There's got to be, because why would you want to do that?
It's a good question.
That could. I don't know. And you did see that your San Diego former Chargers head coach will be the Anthony Lynn, right? Offensive coordinator for Detroit.
Oh, really?
Imagine San Diego to Detroit. San Diego, Detroit. San Diego.
Detroit's a mess, dude. That is going to be a SHIT show.
But that's one of those, I think I'll just stay out here in San Diego.
Wait, so he took Detroit or he didn't take Detroit?
He took it.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, Anthony Lynn. Look, you don't have to prove
he needs a job, though. I mean,
I'm sure the Chargers are still paying him something.
Yeah, that's true.
No thanks, dude. I'll take Sin from.
What about he needs to go to the Nick Saban school of
Yeah.
What is it called? We call it
Nick Saban School of Former Head Coaches.
The Center
for
Coaching Excellence,
progression in the coaching world.
No doubt about it.
Doug Marrone signed on. Done deal. Doug Marrone. Brian, what's his name? Bill O'Brien. Sure, guys, come on. Come on, guys. Come on.
No, I know. It's amazing, dude. Well,
San Diego to Detroit. I actually feel bad for the guy.
Oh, Detroit does have good pizza.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. I see it on Barstool Sports all the time.
I hear Tennessee is going to be Tony Elliott from Clemson.
Well, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% on that one either.
And how about the whole trend of former NFL QBs becoming high-level coaches?
Name me another one.
Charlie Fry. Remember him?
No.
Browns. One of those he was a Browns quarterback through the melees. But he's leaving Central Michigan to go to the NFL as an offensive coordinator.
He was the head coach of Central Michigan.
Third round pick out of Akron in 2005, leaving the quarterbacks. He's leaving for the quarterback job on Miami with the Dolphins.
And he was the head coach.
No, he wasn't a head coach. He was an offensive coordinator at Central Michigan.
Got it.
And then he started, let's see.
It was Florida. He was in high school for a little while.
Yeah, 2 years in high school.
4.
On the Florida staff, right? Then McElwain, when he got fired, took him with him.
He was a Super Bowl MVP?
Who? No. Charlie Fry? No.
Oh, Senior Bowl MVP.
Yeah, you got me scared there.
I was like, Charlie Fry. I was like, his combine measurables were.
Well, there's another way to do it.
He's been coaching for a little bit. He was good at Akron.
The Zips.
He was a good zip quarterback. Were they good during those years? That's what I want. Akron Zips 2004 team under Charlie Fry was 6-5. And the 2003 team under Charlie, he's a 4-year starter, by the way. Under Charlie Fry was 7-5. And Charlie Fry's 2002 Akron team was 4-8. And his 2001 Akron team was 4-7. We got him better. That's it today for news.
This is the worst week in sports in my eyes. The week before the week leading up to the Super Bowl.
Oh. Then maybe our shows after today should be around trivia and humor.
Trivia and humor. Haha.
You don't like the jokes?
No. I like the jokes. I'm not a big joke guy, no, but I am.
No?
I'll trivia. I'll trivia it up.
Sounds good. While we're here and we're talking,
Did you watch real quick? Did you watch the fight on Saturday night?
I heard Conor McGregor lost. Knocked out?
No, but he took a shot.
Is it because he's old or what's the deal there?
I just think it was. I don't know if it was old because man, they both look ridiculous.
Look bad.
No, I mean they both like. I mean, the fight was in Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah,
but I watched a lot of it leading up to it. Like I like watching the undercard stuff, like because those are the guys that are trying to, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. This dude, the dude he was going against, just landed like a quick bunch of bop, 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 and before it was almost like a shot. The one that really took McGregor out happened 4 punches before he fell. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it was like that. But for whoever paid $70 for it, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you because
it was quick like that.
I want to say it was like. I mean, look, there's only 3 rounds anyway, and I think he lost in the second. I just can't see paying $70 for something that literally 30 seconds later, I'm going to be able to watch it. Like, you'll know who wins, and then you can go watch it, you know?
Well, a couple things before we leave the show.
Little plug action there.
A little plug. And today I did a nice video. If you get a chance, check it out.
I watched it.
How to get recruited during COVID.
I watched it. Very informative.
Yeah, I tried to give some good ideas, some things to take care of there. It's been a kind of a hit today. So you just got to go to YouTube, check it out. And
listen, I think whenever you put together stuff like that with, information to how to further along, and help recruits and things like that, I feel like it's always very receptive. People are extremely receptive, thankful. You know what I mean? They're just looking for the information at some point, and they might not know. Sometimes people just don't know what questions to ask, And I feel like, you in that video answer some of the ones that you get the most of. And, especially in this year, that's very interesting and unlike anything else, gives everybody the information that they need in order to go forward. So go check it out. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're a high school athlete that's looking to get recruited, maybe, a 2021, a 2022, 3, 4, because this isn't just going to affect this class. You know what I mean? This pandemic is going to affect the classes, for a while. So you need to know what's going on, and you need to know. And you can always reach out with questions, which I know you get back to them and whatnot. And if you have a question, it's probably a question that a lot of other people have as well. So ask it.
Yeah, the game recruiting is always evolving, but it's evolved this year in a different way. And I don't think so. I don't think
unprecedented.
COVID's not going anywhere. And so you're going to, it might get diminished to a large extent, but
there's still going to be some type of impact.
There's going to be precautions, and people are going to try and do more virtual stuff. You're not going to be able to just be flooded on campus. So it's a good video because you can really
showing up anymore.
Yeah, you can start to figure out ideas that can help you get, so you can help yourself get recruited and understand the landscape, because I have seen that a lot of kids are still trying to approach it, and it's not their fault.
Not like there anymore.
How it was before. Like, how come,
Right.
There's less offers because there's a lot of players coming back, and there's a lot of dynamics going on that are different. And coaches are trying to figure it out as well. College coaches are trying to figure out their best way to handle it.
Right. Everybody's kind of in the same boat. So,
the more proactive, and I've said this for years, every year you have to be more and more proactive. So that's not changing.
Right. That's just probably sped up a little bit.
There's no, I'll say it here. There's no such thing, unless you are the top 1% of the 1%. There's no such thing as just getting found.
You got to put yourself out there. You got to put the work in to get recruited. You know what I mean? And it just makes it that much easier when you're both ends are working, if you know what I'm saying. So you got coaches doing their part, you're doing your part. And look, if you really want to get found that bad, you'll do something. If you have a desire to play at the next level, it is very possible for it to happen. But, and in that video, you lay out exactly this is what has to be done if you want to, make it. Now, are there other ways? Sure. You know what I mean? But those are the little nuances that go into it. You're literally giving like a checklist of this is what you should do. This is how to go about it.
Yep.
The way you need to do it. And, I promise you, at the end of the day, you're going to be in a better spot for going about it this way.
100. I love this, by the way. I just saw this. Red Bank Business donates $1,000 in masks, face masks to students. I probably donated in excess of several thousand. It's funny that people go and try to get accolades for doing stuff that people do every day. Anyway, good show today. I'm sorry I was a little tired. I'm actually starting to get a little bit of energy now, but I don't know what happens. It happens sometimes to me where I'll just get a little tired out of nowhere, and then the night falls and I'm back.
This is like your lull zone, and then around like 9:30, 10, you get back up. Whereas me, like I'm a steady decrease now.
Yeah, I start to come back for a little bit, then I'll fall asleep like 10:30, 11.
If I could be in bed every night by 9 o'clock, I would be ecstatic. If I was a single man with my own place, lights would be out at 9:15 the latest.
Wow.
Little reading action till 9:45, and then crash.
Oh, when I was single, I used to be
And I would not have a TV in my bedroom.
I hate TVs in the bedroom.
I think I despise it. I can't stand it.
And we have one, but we
And
don't
I
watch
have
it.
one, and I also have a significant other who cannot fall asleep without the TV on.
I hate the TV. Bedroom is 4.
So bad. Sleep. Yeah. Procreation.
That's it.
Listen, I talk to, if you want to talk about specialists and stuff when it comes to sleeping, because I've done so much research on sleep and how important it is.
TV's bad.
It's horrific. Any light, electronics, any of that stuff. The only things you should do in your bed is sleep, so that your body knows when I lay down and I get on my pillow, okay, we're sleeping now. That's why college is tough, because the only thing in your dorm room is your bed. So you're hanging out on your bed. You're doing, among other things, if you make it to the bed. But you're doing, everything is centered around your bed, or a desk, or in my case, both. But like I said, it's a dynamic. Like, you need to program your body. I'll tell you what I have been using lately is one of those, and I always used to I thought it was hilarious and was like, why would somebody ever do that? Right? Those sleep masks, bruh.
They work good?
Just because now everything is, look, my old apartment was in the basement. There was no light whatsoever. It was like a hotel room, like you could wake up at 3:00 in the afternoon and it's pitch black and you're like, what's going on? So I'm programmed to that. Now, my bedroom has multiple windows, hey, here's the ocean. Oh, that's great, but I want it dark. Okay. Sorry. That's what it is. So that is aided and helped.
My favorite ever room to sleep in was when I was in grad school. We had a apartment that was below ground.
Yeah, that's what my old apartment was. It was my apartment was in the basement.
You never needed heat, and you never needed
air conditioning because it was so cold.
And then we had the dark shades too.
Stop!
You just be out. You just feel
I would love, I love being a vampire.
If you didn't have an alarm,
oh, you're done. You're never waking up for anything.
You're just you'd walk out and
great sleeping for days.
People be in your living room I'm like, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 1. I'm like, what?
You're like, wait, what? Yeah, wow. I loved it.
That was great. All right, on that note, I gotta go eat. I smell it from here. Great show. I'll see you later, my friend.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Till tomorrow. Oh, we gotta go with the outro. The outro.
ReceiverArch.com. Get on it, people.
Outro. ReceiverArch.com. And that's the show for today.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Football and the Kitchen Sink with Coach Schuman and Coach Depascale. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. If you like what you heard, leave us a review and be sure to tell a friend. We will meet you back here next time on Football and the Kitchen Sink.
All right.